Alright, we're going to show you how to get off the grid power and connect to our inverter, which is built into the unit. So I usually carry a standard heavy-duty electrical cord to plug in, because I don't always use the full 30 amps most of the time when this unit is plugged in. So instead of pulling out the big cable, I like to just use this smaller extension cord, and it does just fine for me. I do suggest a heavy-duty one just so that you can run the AC, and just be careful. I mean, if you've got small wires, it'll just heat up or not provide the proper power to the AC, and it's hard on the unit. So alright, so basically we've got our grid power coming in. I'm going to open this up and do the transfer to our built onboard inverter power. So if you see that orange extension cord, it comes from the inverter underneath the driver's side bench seat at the rear of the camper unit. So yeah, that's how I got it, and figured there's no point in changing it. It works fine. It's only good for 15 amps, so I did mark it just to make sure you can't run your AC when you're on the inverter, and you should make sure to turn off the charger for the 12-volt battery, because basically you're going to be looping power and just wasting energy. It'll just kill your battery a lot faster. We'll go through that when we're inside. So here we are, we're plugged in. So we're going to disconnect this. Try and do it with one hand here, a little difficult. All right, and we basically plug in this one right here. This was the original plug with the unit. It used to be hooked up to the generator, but it never worked right for the first, or one of the owners, and had it removed and installed the inverter, which I believe works really well. So all right, so basically now we just remove this plug, and I store it in the back here. Just throw it in there so we don't lose it. And then we can, now we're ready to go. This will supply power while we're on the road if we have anything to run. Take out this extension, put this right back together here, close that up, and okay, I'm gonna move to the inside. I'm gonna turn off the radio. That's on another video and information, but pretty much here's our remote. Put that back where it goes. There's a couple little features on this unit. So there's a little LED light here that was added by me, and it'll basically tell you if there's power to the unit from either the grid or the inverter. So as soon as everything's running, it puts power, that LED will light up. Here's the control for the inverter. That's to turn on the unit. It's kind of a remote switch. And the inverter is located underneath the driver's side bench seat at the rear of the camper unit. Alright, here is the inverter and the battery charger. This is the unit, and there's the inverter. It's an eliminator, Canadian Tire, comes with it. So basically, this starter here, this plug here is for the charger for the battery. It's a 30 amp unit at 13.6 volts.
And then we've got the inverter. So there's some larger cables that come from the battery at the camper battery, and changes the 12 volt to 110. Now we've got two options here. Well, this one here, it's an extension type cord, goes to the plug on the outside that you can actually plug in the main motorhome. It only puts out 15 amps because it'll only take one of these. And then we've got this other plug here, which is the plug at the back, this little 110. So this one you've got options. You can either run it off the inverter, so the inverter has to be running for the power to be at the plug, or it can be plugged into the same as the battery charger, and then it'll work off that rear plug. This one here, lower one, will run off the grid power supply when we're plugged in. So I tend to leave it plugged into this one. It's not one that we use a lot, and it gives us another option to plug stuff in. The inverter also has a USB plug-in, and that goes to this one over here. So the inverter has to be turned on to get power supply to that one USB plug-in. Otherwise, you won't be charging anything. So that is about the inverter.
The inverter needs power supply from the battery, and to get the power to the inverter is got a relay underneath the unit, and to turn the relay on we have to flick this switch, and that should power up our inverter with the 12 volt power. So reason I turn it off is just to eliminate any draw on the battery when it's not being used. It also turns on the little night light, and the 12 volt power supply here, you know that it's on, should be working. And then as far as the electrical panel, which we covered under another video, I just make sure that we turn off the power supply to the battery charger so that we're not wasting energy. It'll still run with it on, it's just that it'll draw power from the inverter, which will just deplete your battery a lot quicker than what it should. So, and now we're going to come here and we're going to turn on the inverter. Alright, now you can tell the LED light has gone on. You know everything is working. In addition, we've got our microwave is on, and now there's nothing inside of it. You can hear a little fan running on the inverter, so anytime it draws a lot of power, the fan will go on. We're just going to run it for, just to show you, 1 minute start. It will run the microwave. Clear. Now if you're going to cook something for a long time, we've got the remote start on the cab, which can charge your battery while you're using power. So if you're running low on power, we can just go to our meter here, which is covered under another video. So we're at 12.6 is a good voltage, and using the remote start will provide us, it's kind of like having a generator because it's using the alternator on the vehicle. So if we press number 2 on the remote start, press it once, it'll start the vehicle. And now if you look, we've got a lot more power, and it's going to be continuous to the to the inverter so that you can run items for a lot longer. Same thing with the central vac. If you're having low power to the inverter from the battery, the 12-volt battery, you can just have the vehicle running, and you can finish up your vacuuming if needed. If you're just doing a little short vacuum, shouldn't be any issues, should run. So, and I think that's pretty much everything as far as the inverter. So we can press the number 1 to turn off the on the remote to turn off the vehicle, and that's the inverter.